And we're live.
I would watch
seen
it.
a good reality show in so long. Every now and then, like Naked and Afraid pops on TV, and I'm just like, ugh.
All the ones with Gordon Ramsay are good.
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't even know if there's any new episodes of that. Like he does that the last thing I saw him do that was like a new episode was the thing where he shows up for that restaurant to like fix a restaurant, but he's got like a whole like tour bus.
Oh, I don't know about the tour bus one.
Like he fixes it. It's like a 24-hour fix.
No, I haven't seen that show.
It's garbage because you cannot fix a failing restaurant in 24 hours. Like the tour bus or whatever he's got has like a mobile kitchen, where they like folds out from the side, and he teaches like the chefs to like cook like 2 or 3 dishes in like 2 or 3 hours, and then that's all the training you're gonna get. And then they go in and they remodel the restaurant real quick, and they're like, "All right, try again." And it's like they haven't learned anything.
That's stupid. But Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell are two good ones.
Kitchen Nightmares is great.
Yeah,
I like Kitchen Nightmares a lot.
Hotel Hell is the same thing, except it's a whole hotel, and some of the people are a little crazier.
Yeah, I like when he shows up at those places and they serve him that just horrendous food. Like he'll order half the menu and just one thing after another. He just shits on it.
I watched a YouTube video of him. I think it was some fish place, and they immediately brought him out like fake crab.
Yeah,
at a fucking fish restaurant, at a seafood restaurant, and he just tears down every single item, and it's so entertaining. He could like, have you guys seen him on Hot Ones? His Hot Ones episode. Oh, yeah. He's so great on that one. He's just cursing at the fucking dude across from him the whole time.
He's great. I really like Gordon Ramsay.
Amazing, yeah.
Some of the things he says to the chefs are like honestly devastating. Like some guy will be like, "This has been my job for 30 years and I don't even feel proud of it anymore." Like in his little interview, and he'll walk back there and be like, you walk home from here to your wife every night and you tell her you had a good day at work. How do you do that? How do you look her in the face and lie? It's like, how do your children think about you? Like it's really ruthless how he is. I like that. And also, it's
aren't you done with it though? Like he's obviously saying it for the camera. It's a stupid thing for the show.
It's like watching a movie. Like you remove yourself from it. There's some stuff that's obviously so unrealistic. It's put on. Like there's no reason for him to show his ass so often. That's clearly him throwing it in there. Has
he been working out? Is that what's going on?
Speedo. That's clearly him. But yeah, I love those shows. I really like it.
It's like watching a Macho Man Randy Savage interview. Like you know what you're gonna get, but it's so damn fucking entertaining. It doesn't matter.
I am the cream.
I was trying to do so. I'll stream TaylorMurka on Twitch. I'll stream like Hoarders. Hoarders was big for a while. People still like Hoarders. Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel Hell, all that shit. And we'd watch some Kitchen Nightmares and Hotel Hell, which is always more upbeat and funny because, every once in a while it'll be a little sad. But there was an episode that A&E put of Hoarders on there where I did a little vote in my chat. I was like, what are we going to do? Another Kitchen Nightmares or Hoarders? Like, Hoarders. So we did a Hoarders. And it was called Tom Has a Collection of Bowling Balls in His House. And they had just uploaded that on A&E. And I was like, oh, a nice lighthearted Hoarders bowling ball. There are 2 stories in most Hoarders. They started with the first one, which was not the bowling ball guy. This woman talked about being gang raped for 12 minutes before all the chat and me was like, this is so sad. Go back to Gordon. Back. And it was, I guess I started collecting things because I felt so ugly after being raped dozens of times that no man would want me. And everybody's just like, this is horrific. Like, this is the saddest fucking shit we could have watched.
Yeah. Did you riff on it? Like, I've got jokes for that, but I don't think I should say them out loud.
Those are YouTube jokes, not Twitch jokes.
Right.
At home. But yeah, it was
my mom's actually a hoarder, 100%.
Really?
It goes back to the getting diarrhea excuse. Like she would cook with expired ingredients. Like she would never throw anything out.
Okay.
Because she grew up like poor. I actually did a Twitch stream one time where she wasn't at home and my internet was out here. So I'm like, hey mom, can I stream at your place? She thinks I work for fucking Google or something. She doesn't know what that means. So she's like, yeah, bring the Google over and work. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so she's gone, and I go over to her house, and the goal of this stream was to find the most expired expired bit of food in the house, just based on the expiration dates. And it eventually, I lost the clip because I had to delete all my clips due to that Twitch DMCA music thing or whatever. So I just deleted them all. So I lost this one, but I think the item's still there, so I'll just go back and record it someday.
It's even older.
Yeah, it's even older now. But I found most things were expired like 5 years. I found a few things that were about 10 years, actually. Like, no shit. And I found, I swear to God, some sort of canned ham from the expiration date, I believe, was 2002.
Oh, no.
So not only, you got to think, this canned stuff takes a while to expire. So it's probably
that's from 97.
I was about to say that fucking pig could vote, at this point. Like, it was rough. I'm gonna go and actually record it again, and I'll next time I come back,
When did this start? Like, were you a kid when she started hoarding, or did this happen later in life for her? Like, what happened?
Oh, dude, it's just, she grew up poor, so I think she just wants to save everything. And
did you grow up in her house, or was she not like a hoarder?
I think she's always been a hoarder to some degree. Yeah, it got really bad when I got older and moved out, because then I wasn't there to throw shit away.
So is it like more and more stuff every time you go back to visit? Like, is it accumulating? Or so does she collect stuff that's not just food? What kind of other stuff does she keep?
It's not even like collection so much. It's just she does this thing. I think she just thinks that she's constantly going to starve to death. So she just buys copious amounts of food and then never throws it away, but then never eats it. You know what I'm saying? 60? Yeah.
That's a common thread, I thought, that I've noticed in hoarders. Like, they assign value to things that have no value. This is expired chicken broth. But you know what? If things get tight, we can still have some value from this. We could still make a go of it. Maybe you boil it and it's not so bad anymore. And it's like, they just don't want to throw things away because they're worth something to them.
Yeah. Does she have a problem? Like, I mean, I watch the show, but like, she's not having difficulty maneuvering through her house. There's not
she don't.
On the floor.
My mom is nice enough to let me have Halloween parties there occasionally, because here I'm in a neighborhood and the police can get called and stuff. So every year she's nice enough to let me have the house for a little bit. And there was one year where we had planned to do something like go up in the attic and use a Ouija board, And I opened that attic door, and I shit you not, it's like the fucking cartoon where you open a door and shit just falls out onto you. The stairs are completely blocked. Like, what she had done is, I think it was getting to the point where she couldn't walk through the house. So she knew people were coming over, so she shoved it all in the attic. So it's like, it gets to that point sometimes.
Is there a smell because of the food and problems with that?
Most of the food is like canned stuff. I guess she assumes it never expires or something.
That's true.
That's not true at all. No,
believe the expiration date. Like,
she doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe it.
Tell you this was bad in 2002 because
I threw away shit from her freezer one day when I was still living there. I think I was 18 at the time. I just graduated, and I was throwing shit out of the freezer because I'm like, man, this is like too much shit and it's old, So I went by, and if it had an old date on it, I threw it out. And she came home and was just like, well, don't throw away that stuff. And I'm like, well, there's no room in the freezer. And she's just like, I got a spare freezer. I didn't even know about it. She's got a spare freezer. And she literally dug through the garbage like Oscar the Grouch and fucking got this shit out and put it in the spare freezer. Right hand to God, she did it.
That is
like Oscar the Grouch.
Like Oscar the fucking Grouch.
Did that make you want to live a lot cleaner when you got out?
I've always been messy and disorganized, but like to a point. And it's not because I don't want it clean. It's just because I'd rather just do something else. You know what I mean? But I'll like once in a while, I'll get the urge just to clean up because I'm like, it's too fucking bad, or whatever.
But you don't do the thing where you assign value to worthless things. I feel like that's
no. I throw shit out. Like if a fucking sauce is like a month out of date, it's going in the trash. because there's no need to. I'm not poor, and I think she's got this mentality, even though she's far from poor, that she could get poor again or something, like doomsday proclamations and shit all the time in her head.
She's always prepping.
Always prepping, yeah, just big prepper. Like she preps. So I think that's where that hand came from, was Y2K actually. So
Jesus.
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah.
Damn, I didn't know your mom was a hoarder. Were there ever times where you wanted to have people over as a kid, maybe, where it's like, oh, I could have a hang out with some friends, and it was like, well, no, I can't. I'll have to go to a friend's house because there's not enough room to fuck around. Or was
It's
it
never
not quite
gotten.
that
It's
age?
not quite. It's not quite that bad. She would confine it to like her room or something, you know, like just her bedroom. Or if she knew people were coming over, she'd take it and just move it. You know what I mean? Like out of the way. It's not to the point where it's like a health hazard. You know, I'm not gonna.
She were to watch Hoarders, she would come out of it feeling like a champion. Because
she would, yeah.
These people shit in bags. They there was one guy who was standing in a burned out room, like so dangerous. Like Matt Paxton, one of the main guys on the show, the cleaner, he was like, frankly, I don't like standing here talking to you. We're on the second floor of a burned out building. Do you not realize how everything is charred? Everything is ash. And the guy who's hoarding is like, a little bit of drywall, this will be fine. And he's like, oh, drywall. You can't hold up a structure with drywall. You can't do that. This is collapsing. And then like I think the guy like stepped his foot down and like a whole board like fell out. Like she would feel like this, she's totally under control if she watched this. There was one, so we have dead cat guessing on the stream where, you know, early on we established that there are cats or animals there and everyone will have to hazard a guess. It's not Price is Right rules. It's you either hit it or you miss it. You have to hit it to get it right. So you can't go with silly guesses. And the highest level of dead cats we ever got was there were 13 dead cats found in one woman's house. And that was with 33 living cats in there.
I had to ask, that was my next question. Like, how many were alive?
Or no, wait, no, it was 33 total cats, 13 of which were dead.
That's a terrible ratio.
It's a lot of dead cats. And you can tell the real bad ones because they won't even give airtime to dead rats and stuff. They'll just be like, another dried out rat husk. Who cares?
That's
dead cats here.
That's another question that put on Ask Women is like, why do you hoard cats in your old age?
I think that might get stricken down for bad faith.
Yeah, probably.
Have they ever found a dead human?
No, but there was a woman who hoarded until her husband died in the hoard.
It makes it sound like the hoard came alive and killed him.
It crushed her one. It crushed him one day. There was a Reddit article the other day about a woman who was a blind hoarder. She was a blind hoarder, and I guess someone finally
stuff where my shit go.
every day. I have to. All right, let me touch all of my things. So someone finally intervened. You know, it's been going on for a decade and a half, and someone finally comes in and they intervene, and they go into what used to be her son's room, and they find his skeleton. She thought her son had moved out because of her hoarding, when in fact he had died in his bedroom and was now surrounded by the hoard.
I can't believe
Jesus Christ.
My God. That's a good one.
How old was the body?
Like,
if it's
old enough to be a skeleton, you know, like 8 years, 10 years, something like that.
God damn.
There had to be a smell. Was she in denial?
Oh,
there's plenty of other smells.
What if there's already a lot of smells going on, you know?
I hear you.
An example of the kind of people who do this, one of the ladies got so tired of sitting on the toilet shitting into a bag because her water had been turned off that she just started squatting in her kitchen over hefty bags, shitting into them, and then throwing them up the stairs.
She's in the kitchen. I bet there's a door that leads outside.
It got to the point that like one of the like expert cleaners walked up there and he's like, what in the world? And he like one of them was open and he just goes, it's human shit. And they come back down and they have to tell her like, ma'am, this is like, we need to get the Chernobyl team on this. We fucking do this. And meanwhile, they never show this in the show, but after the houses get condemned, I want to see the neighborhood block party.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, whoa, property values looking good. Like, finally.
You could totally like imagine a scenario in which like you need to sell your home. Like maybe you've gotten a job in another city, another state,
Sure.
and but a big part of your savings is tied up in this home, right? Maybe you bought it cash, or maybe it's an inheritance, like you inherited this home.
Can't pay two mortgages at once, new place, old place.
Yeah.
Some people can't, like
Most
maybe
people can't pay two mortgages.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I suppose not. Yeah. And selling this home is like not only time sensitive, but vital to your family's survival. But you can't because there's a hoarder next door with Glad bags full of shit like that you can see through the window. You can smell it all the time. The front yard is full of like lawn chairs and lawn mowers that don't work. And you just burn it down one night. You just burn it down. You don't care if they're in there or not. You just burn it down.
Every once in a while, you come across a hoarder that's so crazy that like there was one episode I remember watching. Usually they'll get confronted and they'll be so like the best kinds that recover are the kinds that get so embarrassed in front of their family where they're like, oh my God, I can't even show them. Like they have an understanding of the shame it is and they overcome it.
Yes.
One woman, like they're like, so what do you feel like doing if we get rid of your ceramic doll collection, just the ones that are broken? And this fat old lady is like, I'm just gonna get 8 feet of rope.
God damn.
And it was like she threatened to hang herself half a dozen times over the course of the episode. What are we gonna do if we get rid of this play school set? I'm gonna go in my bathroom and kill myself. Because she kept taking it to Atomic, they had to be like, all right, well, let her keep the fucking.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. Did I talk about that secret horror channel I had? One podcast we did. I think I did. Maybe a couple ago. But for a lot of that, I just go and film shit out of my mom's fucking like storage buildings. Like a lot of the creepy shit, like there's just broken dolls and shit laying around that she has. It's like she has storage buildings packed full of just shit. And
how many storage units does she have?
3 that I know of.
Oh, you have no idea how much Taylor is chomping at the bit right now to do a Hoarders episode with your mother.
It would be fun.
I will 100%. I will 100% ask. I'll make up something and say my internet's out. Can I use your internet one night when you're not home? And I'll go and just record everything I find. When she dies, it's gonna be fucking hell because she's got so much shit. Like, what am I gonna do with it? So
to sift through it all.
Yikes! Yeah, that's weird when people pass and you've got things left there that have no value, but there's a little bit of emotional value. But it's like, how much emotional value am I gonna need to be keeping? Like 8 storage units of emotional value. Is that what I'm gonna keep? Like, what am I gonna come here like once a year and tour my storage units full of emotional memories? Like,
I don't even want one storage unit full of that. Like I took stuff from my mom's house, moved it into my basement, and even now, like I've got a pretty big unfinished basement area, and there's like little tubs there of like stuff she used to use to decorate around her house. That I'm just like, do I need these candlesticks? Really? Like, am I looking at these and being like, oh, the memory of mom? It's like,
but it feels weird to throw them away.
Yeah.
But like, I've also got a million fucking photo albums down there. Like, I'm gonna keep all that. I don't really care about the decorations.
But like when my grandmother died, and I think one of the things that has cured me of that syndrome, that like clinging on to things syndrome, was watching the in-laws fight over my grandmother's possessions like rabid dogs and just being disgusted by that and just so gross, like just so gross.
Of one thing that I will always keep that my mom gave me, and it has to do with this show. Funny enough, she knew about the joke of everybody calling me an owl, and I've said this before, and she got me like this wire owl thing, looks like an owl and it's got like potpourri in it. And she got it as like a little additional gift on like a Christmas. And she was like, get it? Because of your show? because you look like an owl, and they say you look like an owl. I was like, I get it, Mom, I get it. And that was one thing that, like, after she passed away, like, I was like in my basement, and I was like, oh, that owl thing. Fuck, I hope I didn't get rid of that owl thing. I was like actually like frantically looking around for it, and I found it. And like now it's on my like mantle, like up there, like it's all I'll remember it. And so that's like a thing that I'll always remember and be like, that's a fun little memory. Like my mom joking about that.
And me, and I'll be tied to it because I was the one that called you the owl.
Yeah, a lot of other people
when you look at it, I'm sure that's you think, Kyle.
Yes. Like, oh.
A single tear, just
a single tear for my living friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically that's one that I really do want to keep. You're right. A bunch of that stuff, you're just like, is this do I need this?
It makes me think now, does my mom have an emotional attachment to this fucking 22-year-old ham or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where she got it. Did she get it as a gift or something?
I would with the key to open it, where you break it off and like use the key to pry it open.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is old as shit.
She's probably just like, hey, Y2K's coming. I'm scared, and hams keep for 35 years.
I would watch a channel. I would watch a channel where you just ate some of those things,
like shoe nice, just fucking.
Yeah, like if
he's safer than what he does. Yeah.
I don't know. Like so the ham is iffy, but like if you had like a can of like beans, I've read that those expiration dates mean little to nothing. Like that they keep for 100 years. Like if you
the
got
MRE guy said that. He was like, I watched a video about spam that the MRE guy was talking about, and he was like, you know, I always talk about expiration dates. They do not apply to spam. Like, spam, as long as it is not punctured, this will be edible. And I was surprised by that. I didn't know. And if that guy, you know, I'm basing all this on that guy's take, but if that guy has that much faith in spam to last until it's punctured or swollen, yeah, I believe him.
That guy ate hardtack from the Civil War.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
I like his channel. I think he'd make an interesting guest. He's an odd guy.
I think my mom watches him, obviously. So, Jesus, dude, she's got so much. See, I hear that. I hear like expiration dates don't mean anything in regards to a lot of canned stuff, but just the idea of eating like a fucking 20-year-old pig that's been dead for 20. You know what I mean? It's just the idea of it that's fucking nasty. Even if it tastes fine, it's just gross. I don't know.
It is a little gross, yeah.
As long as like you can tell the canned food people who are in denial, or like it'll be a can of chowder from 30 years ago, and it will be almost a pop. Oh, what a cute pup!
How
old is he or she?
Buddy is 9 years old now. He's getting up there.
Wow. So